Hi folks, Chris again, I'm back. I've been watching some of my previous videos and sort of reviewing the subject matter that I was talking about, sort of getting to a point where I think I can I can extrapolate on previous subject matter. The subject of parasites came up in the one video. This was brought to I had got a bit mad when I was talking about it there, but if you watch anything in that video before that, I hit a lot of things on right, like a nail right on the head there. I really conveyed some real good information there, I think. And I'm gonna try and clear up the wandering on the sort of misunderstanding that the tail end of that video might have created. Where I came across the subject of parasites is through someone who promotes alternative diets, and she has extensive knowledge of the human biology. But what she is claiming is that parasites exist in human beings' stomachs, and I gave the impression that one could get rid of a parasite, but that was only if it was a something like a poisonous snake bite or something like that. That could be fatal. A person could die from that, but that's something a person could die from. But I guess these parasites that exist in the stomach all the time don't kill us, but they do affect our well-being and our physical health. So I don't know if this is true or not. It's one theory, pseudoscience or science, whatever you want to call it. But normally what we're told by scientists is that there's bacteria in the stomach, but it was new to me to hear that. I don't know that there's parasites in the stomach. I don't know if they claim that a change in diet could get rid of these parasites. It makes me really wonder, like, how diverse our biology is, what goes on in our human body at a micro level as well as a macro level. I hope I cleared something up there. That just seems to evoke more questions, though, and I got a lot of time, and I can use it wisely and really make the most of it. We don't have to rush here. We can formulate some questions and find some answers, and we can explore them through multiple videos, not just the first one or the second one. Another point I brought up in a previous video that I want to revisit is the mind. The mind controls everything. Our minds. Your mind controls everything you do and say. My mind controls everything I do and say. But what controls the mind? And I guess the mind is an autonomous creature, right? It's self-governing. It's the leader of its own particular space and place and time. So where do thoughts come from? Thoughts come from what we hear around us and see around us, what we perceive with our five senses, and also what our unconscious mind, our sometimes called subconscious, we receive messages from that. So our thoughts actually come from our mind, but the subject matter of these thoughts are actually coming from around us and within us. So somehow sometimes people have thoughts that they don't choose. Their subconscious mind puts them there into their conscious mind. And sometimes people think thoughts that are unpleasant and that they don't want there, right? I'm about to tell you something that will change your life immensely. It's changed my life immensely. I don't know if you believe me, but you're gonna find out. It's just one simple suggestion. Don't trust your mind. Don't trust what your mind tells you. If your mind tells you to say something, stop, question it. It's usually wrong. When you realize that your mind is trying to sabotage you, then you can think things through a little bit more and get closer to finding the truth. So usually the first thought that pops into my mind isn't good, but if I can sort of try to be aware of what's wrong with it, then I can make some progress into having some real understanding of a situation. So I've been watching more vlogs and podcasts on YouTube, and there's not just one that I'm avoiding now. There's two. One of the podcasts, one of the vlogs I was watching, it was very good. It was very well put together, very entertaining. Really blew my mind in the beginning, but then I found it just seemed repetitious and not leading anywhere new. But I think this guy makes a living off of being a content creator. So, and he's got lots of views. So I think he's hit the big time. So maybe other people are still interested in what he's saying. I wouldn't mind watching another one of his videos. I just sort of felt that the last couple ones don't seem much different than the previous ones. And then there's another one that I've been avoiding. This woman talking about being a shaman. I don't know. Self-destruction is not a wise career choice. I think she's really misguided, and I don't like taking advice from her just because she's like her belief systems are not the ones that I would want to hold for myself. She says when she looks into herself deep in meditation, she sees nothing there. Maybe I've never meditated as long as her or looked as deep as her, right? But when I meditate, I usually just focus on external sensations. And the sounds of the round. I feel my body, and I hear the sounds around me, and I call that meditation, because that's not the same as thinking things over and over again. That's contemplation. Meditation is concentration. So nothing against her personally. I just think she's a bit younger than me, and when I was young, I was very naive and very brave, and very unaware of the concept of consequences. What did I think the point of the world was? I really didn't know back then that there's as many points of the world as there are people, and we all perceive the world in our own way, and we all live different lives. It often seems to me that I'm limited and restricted by living in a body in a world composed of human beings, but I try and do simple things every day that bring meaning to my life, and I try to grow as a person. But what I know from living sort of like a hippie when I was a teenager for a little while, that a life working in a factory and being married and raising children isn't the only alternative to being a hippie. That some people are YouTube stars, and they that's how they make their living. Some people live in their car, some people live in their van, some people park in campsites. As for me, I live in a retirement home, but it's not just for senior citizens, it's for people who have been through high-risk situations in the city, like mental illness and addiction and homelessness. But it's a pretty good building, and things are going well for the most part. you.